If you look closely at this simple wooden bowl, you will notice it isn't perfect. It has slight asymmetries along its edges. The grain's color isn't perfectly even, and on one side there is a scar from a knot the wood formed to protect itself while growing in the forest. To an eye that only searches for factory-made symmetry, this object might look incomplete. Yet there is something in its quietness, its lightness, and its honesty that invites you to take a deep breath. Our modern minds, unfortunately, work in a very different way. We live in a state of constant addition. We've been convinced that a full life is a structure built upward, stacking layer upon layer. More information, more possessions, more status, more relationships, and more activities on our calendar. We wake up already carrying an invisible sense of being left behind, our hearts racing from an inner noise that demands we be better, faster, and more complete than we were yesterday. We have optimized every single second of our existence for performance, but in the process, we have lost the room to inhabit the present. Have you ever stopped in the middle of a busy afternoon and felt a strange sense of disconnect? You have a job, you have technology that makes life easier, you have options, you have comfort, and yet you feel a quiet, lingering emptiness that no purchase and no notification can seem to soothe. It is the exhaustion of a mind that is full of noise, but empty of presence. The ancient wise men of the mountain forests discovered that true peace isn't found by adding things to your life, but by stripping away what doesn't belong. It isn't a trophy you win at the end of an obstacle course. It is simply what is left inside you when you finally decide to stop fighting the natural flow of things. Today, we are going to take a journey back to the basics. We aren't going to talk about quick fixes for success or rigid rules that require you to become someone else. We are going to explore the wisdom of empty space, the art of non-resistance, and the beauty of the unfinished. Get ready to drop the heavy weight of having to be perfect and discover how simply being here, breathing in silence, is more than enough to be whole. One of the greatest sources of our daily anxiety is the illusion that we can and must control everything. We want to direct how others behave, guarantee the results of our efforts before we even start, and shape the future to fit our exact mental plans. We live with clenched fists, trying to hold on to the running water of life, and then we are surprised when it slips through our fingers, leaving our hands tired and our spirits empty. The wisdom of the flow offers us a much smarter, more peaceful alternative, the art of non-resistance. Imagine you are swimming in a fast-moving river. If you fight the current with all your strength to reach a fixed point you've decided on in your head, you will exhaust yourself very quickly. The pressure of the water will push against your chest, your muscles will tire, and you will sink from pure fatigue. But if you decide to turn over, float on your back, and let the current carry you, you will discover that the river is not your enemy. You will move with it, using your energy only to gently steer yourself around the rocks along the way. Non-resistance is by no means passivity or giving up. It is the wise action of respecting the natural rhythm of things. It means putting all your heart and intention into what you do right now, but having the emotional maturity to let go of the final result. When you stop demanding that reality behave according to your immediate wishes, the tension melts away. You no longer fight traffic, unexpected delays, or the differing opinions of the people around you. You accept the ground you are standing on as the only solid floor from which you can act with clarity. By refusing to offer a rigid resistance to life's bumps, you become unshakable. You adapt like water, which takes the shape of whatever cup holds it, yet always keeps its pure and free essence.
Who were you before the world decided who you should be? From the moment we are born, society begins to quietly sculpt us. Our parents use the chisel of protection to limit our steps. School uses the sandpaper of grading to smooth our edges and make us fit in with everyone else. And the culture of success uses the hammer of ambition to shape us into something useful for the market. By the end of the process, we look in the mirror and see a highly detailed statue covered in labels. I am a professional. I am successful. I am strong. But that statue is made of stone. It is rigid and it weighs a ton. True peace begins with returning to our original, natural state.
Imagine a block of wood newly cut from the forest. It has no set purpose yet. It isn't a table, a chair, or a decorative bowl. To an impatient eye, it might look useless, but precisely because it has no fixed shape, it holds all possible shapes within it. It is free, infinite, and sacred in its simplicity. Reclaiming who you naturally are is a process of unlearning. It is having the courage to peel off, one by one, the labels you've attached to yourself out of fear of what others might say. It means giving yourself permission to not always have to be the strong one, the smart one, or the one who is always right. When you empty yourself of the need to be someone special in the eyes of others, you reclaim a massive amount of energy that you used to waste maintaining your mask. You discover that your real worth doesn't lie in the shape you've been given, but in the living wood you have always been beneath the bark. By being no one to the world, you finally have the freedom to be everything to yourself.
One of the biggest mistakes our minds make is the obsessive chase for permanence. We want happy moments to last forever. We want our youth to show no marks, and we want relationships to stay exactly the same over the years. But the entire universe is governed by an unyielding law: impermanence. Everything that is born is destined to change, fade, and eventually disappear to make room for the new. Our anxiety doesn't come from change itself, but our resistance to accepting that change. Imagine you have a perfect plastic rose in front of you. Its petals will never wilt, its color will never fade, and 100 years from now, it will look exactly as it does today. Right next to it, you have a real rose that you just cut from your garden. Its petals are soft, its scent is delicate, but you know with absolute certainty that tomorrow it will begin to droop, and in a few days, it will be gone. Which of the two flowers is truly beautiful? To the soul, the plastic flower is sterile and lifeless. It has no beauty because it has no history, no risk, and no life. The real flower is beautiful precisely because its existence is a brief whisper. Its fragility is the very source of its light. Knowing that its time is limited makes every second it shines before your eyes incredibly precious. Impermanence is not a tragedy to mourn. It is the very seasoning that gives value to our lives. When you learn to see the world through this lens, you stop trying to freeze moments in time. You enjoy a friend's laughter, the warmth of a sunset, or the health of your body with a clean, light focus, precisely because you know they won't last forever. Letting go doesn't lessen your love for things. It lifts them up. It frees you from the fear of loss and allows you at last to inhabit the only moment where life is real, this exact instant.
We live in a culture that is terrified of empty space. We are uncomfortable with silence in a conversation. We feel restless on a Sunday afternoon with no plans, and we are scared to be alone with our thoughts in a dark room.
So we fill every single gap with notifications, podcasts, background music, or useless purchases. We have turned our minds into a permanently overflowing inbox. But ancient wisdom invites us to see that the true value of life lies, in fact, in its empty spaces. Think of a ceramic cup. What makes it useful for drinking tea? It isn't the solid clay of its edges, no matter how beautifully decorated it might be. What makes the cup work is the empty space inside. If the cup were filled with solid clay, it would be a beautiful sculpture, but it would be completely useless for quenching your thirst. Its value lies in what is missing. The same is true for a house. What makes it livable isn't the thick brick walls. It is the empty space left between them that allows you to walk, breathe, and live. Your mind is that sacred space. If you pack it with rigid plans, worries about tomorrow, and constant replays of yesterday, you are filling your cup with concrete. You leave no room for creativity to enter, for wonder to surprise you, or for your nervous system to truly rest. Cultivating empty space isn't about becoming boring or unproductive. It is learning to give your life a pocket of rest. It is the habit of keeping your phone off during the first hour of the morning, of walking through the park without headphones, listening only to the sound of your own footsteps, of leaving comfortable silences in conversations with the people you love so their words can settle with dignity. Silence and empty space are not the absence of life. They are the fertile ground where true peace is born. When we face a deep disappointment, a career setback, or the end of an important relationship, our first instinct is shame. We feel like we have broken. We want to hide our scars, put on a mask that says nothing happened here, and pretend we are still the same flawless people we were before. We are terrified to show our vulnerability because society links cracks with weakness. But in the traditions of the Eastern Islands, when a valuable ceramic piece slips and breaks, it isn't thrown in the trash, nor is the break hidden with invisible glue. Quite the opposite. The broken pieces are gathered patiently and joined back together using a special resin mixed with pure gold dust. The result is a completely new object, whose scars shine with their own light. The repaired bowl doesn't hide its painful history, it celebrates it. It becomes structurally stronger and far more beautiful than the original, because its cracks have turned into channels of gold.
Your disappointments, your past mistakes, and your heartaches don't make you a damaged person. They make you a real human being. The golden thread in your life is the compassion and wisdom you develop when you decide to rebuild yourself patiently after a storm. If you try to erase your past or pretend you have never suffered, you are rejecting the most valuable part of your story. The cracks you passed through are in fact the only places where the light of empathy can enter to understand the pain of others. Do not apologize for your emotional scars. They are your badges of honor. They are physical proof that you had the courage to open your heart to life, that you broke, but that you also have the inner strength to stand back up, stronger, wiser, and far more beautiful than before.
One of the greatest illusions of modern life is believing that peace of mind is a far-off goal that requires a massive change of scenery. We naively think, I'll be happy when I move to that city. I'll have peace when I change jobs, or I'll find my purpose when I have more money. We wait for some spectacular bolt of lightning to solve all our daily doubts at once. But the true purpose of life doesn't live in a distant future. It lives in the architecture of simplicity, in the full attention you bring to the most ordinary tasks of your day. In simpler ways of living, the value of a day isn't measured by how many tasks you manage to cross off your to-do list, but by the quality of presence you brought to each one of them. There is a quiet dignity in doing just one thing at a time, with total care and respect, even if no one is watching. Take washing the dishes at night, for example. Most of us wash dishes automatically, rushing to finish so we can move on to the next thing, watching a show or checking our phones. Our minds are already in the future, which makes the act of washing feel like a boring hurdle, an annoying chore. Washing the dishes with absolute presence means making that simple task the entire point. It is feeling the warmth of the water on your hands, the smoothness of the soap, the weight of the ceramic, and the rhythmic sound of the water. In that instant, you stop being a slave to time rushing toward a goal, and you become the owner of your present.
You don't need to quit your job today or move to an isolated cabin to find peace. You need to start treating your daily activities as sacred rituals of attention. The way you make your coffee in the morning, the care with which you organize your workspace, or the slowness with which you listen to a friend talk about their pain. That is where your real purpose lives. The meaning of life isn't something you find, it is something you bring to every tiny detail you touch with your hands. At the end of this long journey through the landscapes of the mind, finding peace turns out to be what it always was, a simple, quiet return to your own home within. You no longer need to run after a perfect version of yourself that your ego designed out of fear of not being enough. You don't have to prove anything to a world that is far too busy with its own noise to truly look at you. You discover with immense relief that you are not broken, that you never were, and that the peace you searched for so desperately outside was always there, waiting in the depths of your own silence.
Peace of mind is not an artificial state of happiness where there is never pain or sadness. It is the ability to hold both your joy and your pain with the same serenity that a lake reflects a storm or a bright sun, without ever being changed in its depths. It is learning to be the sky that the clouds pass through. Tomorrow, when the alarm breaks the silence of dawn and the rush of the day tries to drag you back into comparison and haste, stop for just a second before you touch your screen.
Feel your feet connecting with the solid floor. Remember the flexibility of the branch that knows how to bend in the storm so it doesn't snap. Remember the useful empty space of the cup in your hands. And take a deep breath, letting the cool morning air remind you of the simple miracle of being alive, here and now. Let me know in the comments, what is one small, everyday chore that you are going to start treating as a sacred ritual of absolute presence today? Let's empty the cups of our minds together. Thank you for letting me share these words with you in your quiet moment today. Subscribe if you're ready to quiet the noise of autopilot and reclaim ownership of your days. Until next time.